What's up YouTube? We're going to go over our basic Taekwondo kicks and how we develop power in them and how we can actually change them a little bit up so that we can develop a few more powerful moves in our basic kicks. And those basic kicks would be your front kick, your turning kick, your back kick, and your side kick. There is the sport way of throwing those kicks, and then there is the power way of throwing those kicks. So the sport way is meant for point sparring, and that's meant for speed, and that's meant to get your foot to the target as fast as possible. And it's limiting you on your power because in sport, we're not trying to knock out somebody, we're actually just trying to gather points, and we're trying to get our foot back down to the ground so we can get another kick in. So we take those basic kicks and we can actually turn them into some powerful kicks because Taekwondo has some really crazy moves and you can develop power behind those kicks, and they are great for developing power because they're built for that, but they're also built for speed. So let's take a few of those kicks and let's see if we can make them powerful, okay? All right, first off we have the front kick. Now the front snap kick in Taekwondo is meant to look like a snapping version where you're gonna bring your leg up and you're gonna snap it forward. You're gonna tuck your heel in quite a bit so that you get a large range of motion to actually extend your leg out and get your leg to be able to speed up a little bit quicker. Now the problem with this though is that it's kind of like a jab in a way, because when I kick, it's a snap and there's nothing that's going to be pushing forward into the bag. What's actually going to give me some power is my hips. So if I do a front snap kick like this and I go, notice how the bag doesn't move so much because all I'm doing is jab. So jabs, they're quick, they're great, and it has a purpose. It's good for like if you want to distract somebody. But if I want some power behind it, I'm going to use my hips. As I kick, I'm going to push my hips forward into that bag so that I can drive my hips into it, giving me a little bit of extra power behind my kick. So again, I'm going to put here, I'm going to lift and push forward. I like I'm just pressing forward. Here and push. And again, and push. And now probably one of my favorite kicks is the side kick. I love throwing side kicks and they are fantastic, but there is a risk involved with throwing a side kick, especially if you can grab, because when I throw a side kick, you can grab the kick, you can push it to the side and then it exposes the opponent quite a bit, especially their back leg. So say for instance, you kick, your leg gets pushed to the side, you back your leg, very exposed. So a traditional kind of style Taekwondo kick would be a little bit more like this, where I'm going to lift and extend my leg up as fast as I can, lifting that heel up, striking first, and I'm looking to get my foot back down to the ground as much as possible. So I'm kicking and then putting this down right away as soon as I can. Now you notice how there's, again, it's just quick, it's fast, and you're gonna even do like a shuffle step and then throw my kick. But the problem is that, again, you're leaving yourself vulnerable, and there's no power behind that kick, so we want to make a little bit more power so that we can get that hit in and drop our foot back to the ground as fast as possible. So, a couple of different ways we can throw this. We could do it as a step kick. We can step forward, then throw our kick and push our hips into it. This ground leg is going to be doing a lot. As I throw the kick, I'm going to push like I'm hip checking. So this, that is what's going to be generating a lot of power. Again, we're going back to the hips. Hips are very, very important when throwing powerful kicks. So as I throw my kick, I step, and then I'm here, I'm going to bend this leg and push off of it as I throw my kick. So I'm pushing, and this back foot is going to be pointing in the opposite direction of my kick. That way, if I meet any resistance, then at least my toes here are going to help me catch my balance. That way I'm not falling over. So I'm going to throw my kick and step in, boom, and really tuck that knee back in so that I can get back to the ground as fast as possible. Now we can even do the shuffle step with this kick. We can even have this foot directly underneath our hip and lift this leg up and slide forward to throw our kick. Again, being careful about someone tripping us, grabbing our leg, easily moving out of the way. So we gotta make sure that we're fast on this. So sometimes when I'm sparring with somebody, I don't give away that I'm going to throw a side kick. I'm a little bit more in a front face stance. If I'm standing side face, it's pretty obvious that I'm going to go for a side kick, back kick, or any kind of spinning kick because I'm side face. Plus the lead leg is going to be vulnerable for low kicks. So instead of me having my toes sideways, I'm going to have it forward. But notice this back foot? This back foot is still pointing sideways. If I point it forwards, then what I had to do is as I lift, I gotta pivot that foot. So I'm gonna keep it facing away from me, but this one's gonna face forward. So I can still throw my punches from here, and then when I'm ready, I can pivot that back foot a lot easier because it's already sideways. So again, I'm here, I can throw my punches, I can throw my kicks, I can throw my side kick from there. It's easily doable. It's just a quick maneuver of the feet. And hip thrust. Now for the turning kick is meant to be a straight line kick. Because again, we're looking for speed over power with this kick. So we're going to be trying to go straight through with our Taekwondo style turning kick. Straight up, pivot, kick, return, or drop my foot in front. Ready for my next moves. But to add power behind this kick, we have to take a little bit of a round approach. So this is going to look like a little bit more like kind of like a karate or Muay Thai kind of style or kickboxing kind of style kick, where I'm going to rotate my hips a lot more, and even this foot here can turn and step a little bit to the outside. Now, I'm not going to take away the Taekwondo edge of it, because the Taekwondo edge is that it goes up, pivots, and then kicks. And then you see more like round kicks where they come around in a big circular fashion, and you generate a lot of power that way too. So we're going to kind of have a little hybrid of both. Okay, so we're going to take our little step to the side. We're going to bring our knee straight up, and we're going to fully pivot, keeping our leg a little bit more on the straight side. We're not going to do this end of it. We're going to give a little bit more of a baseball bat swing. Okay, so we're here, we step through. Now we got some power behind this kick, and we can throw it a little bit more here. Almost like a Muay Thai kick, almost like a karate style kick. Maybe it is. That's just the way I like to throw the power behind my kicks, because that's where I find I can generate a good amount of power and still maintain my balance and some speed behind the kick. So now, as you can see, Taekwondo style back kick is going to be a lot more on the quick side, a little bit more closer range sometimes. Plus, it's quick and it's not going to be utilizing your hips to generate as much power as possible. So let's see if we can make a little edit on that, a little change. So this is going to go back into a little bit more like Joe Rogan style back kick. Turning it into a backside kick or a backside side kick. So when I spin, I'm going to turn around, and I'm not going to stop here like in Taekwondo. Because in Taekwondo, we don't want to turn our backs completely, because what we're worried about is someone tagging us in the head, getting points on us. So we try to keep our head away, and then we're ready for the next move. Switch kick, spin kick. That's what we're going to be looking for. But not just the case when it comes to kickboxing or grabbing or MMA, because if I do this, I totally expose myself to being pushed over, to being rushed, someone coming on my back side. So instead of them coming around on this side, they go on that side, and then they're all on my back, which is bad. So what I want to do is when I do this back kick, I want to push a little bit more, and I'm going to turn my back kick into a side kick. So just like how the side kick, I showed you goes here, and I extend and reach out, I'm going to do the same thing with my back kick. So I'm going to turn, pivot, point my heels where I want to go. So I'm pointing my heels in the direction of my bag. From here, I'm just going to take a big push off this front leg, and look where I am. Makes it like a side kick, right? But now I got to make sure I follow through with my technique. So I'll be here, I rotate around. It's really that expansion and reaching. Imagine with a side kick, like, you know in Star Wars, in A New Hope, when they're in the garbage compressor, the walls are caving in like this, and they're trying to push both walls away. Imagine that with a side kick or a back kick. The one wall is the ground. Another wall is the bag that you're trying to hit, or the person. And you're pushing the ground away as you're pushing that away. So you're going like this. Whoosh. So watch, as I throw that kick, I'm here, I'm pushing off the ground, and I'm pushing with this. So I get that full reach. So yeah, like Taekwondo kicks are fantastic. They're fast, and you can turn them into powerful kicks. They just need a little bit of tweaking, plus a little bit of tactics with your footwork, because Taekwondo stances and footwork is going to suffer a little bit when it comes to other martial arts like kickboxing and even some wrestling, because you're opening yourself up for takedowns, you're opening yourself up for leg kicks. So that's where the Taekwondo kind of falls a little bit. But I do believe that if you make small little tweaks to it, you adjust your stance, and you are knowledgeable and you practice other things like someone throwing kicks at you or trying to take you down, Taekwondo kicks can have a very big advantage because they are hard to learn and they throw a lot of fighters off. But it doesn't take long for an experienced fighter to grasp what a Taekwondo fighter's kicks are and get the timing down. So when I throw kicks against anybody who's in kickboxing and Muay Thai, I make sure that one, I try to keep myself grounded as much as possible. Like I'll throw some jumping kicks or some like fancy kicks, but I use them sparingly because I'm not going to be exposing myself too much and giving away what my plans are, because then that fighter's going to know what I'm doing and then they're going to catch on, they're going to learn really quick, and then they're going to out-time me, because it does take a little bit of time for me to jump up and throw my kick. Or if I throw a kick, for instance, and I kick like say for instance I throw a kick and a spin kick, on that downward time, that's when they enter. And obviously I got something else I can throw as soon as I land. I can throw punches. So really it's, you know, getting your kicks back to the ground and ready for your hand-to-hand combat, because someone who's experienced will rush you, will take advantage of you in your timing. So that's big on Taekwondo kicks in kickboxing or MMA. So if you guys like that video, if you want to see some more breakdowns of kicks and some other martial arts content related to Taekwondo and how it fits in the modern world, that's all what I'm about. I'm trying to kind of build a community around how Taekwondo is definitely looked down upon in terms of its fighting ability. And I understand, I totally get it. But it doesn't mean I'm going to give up Taekwondo. I love kicking. I love the art of kicking and what it does for my legs, because I have healthy legs. I am able to do a lot of things that other people are not. So I find those are a great benefit for me. But I do understand the holes and the parts where it does fail in other martial arts. So Taekwondo, you rock, it's great, but we gotta make some changes to it. We gotta fill in the gaps and supplement it with a little bit of boxing, some jiu-jitsu, and some wrestling. And then you gotta have yourself a really great fighter who knows how to do some fancy kicks, some powerful kicks, and how to defend themselves against any other fighter on this planet, because there's lots of different styles. So we gotta make sure we fill in the holes of everything. Anyways, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe right down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, have a wonderful day.